He made billions building a real estate empire. Now he wants to be the next mayor of Los Angeles. The man behind the Grove and the Americana, billionaire developer Rick Caruso, says elected officials are failing Los Angeles.
And KCAL 9 political reporter Tom Waite sat down with Caruso. And Tom, he had plenty to say about politicians, crime, and the homeless crisis.
That's right, Serene. Caruso picked Olvera Street, the birthplace of L.A., the city of L.A., to do the interview. And he says his opponents have all been in office for years, and the problems have only gotten worse. And he says on his first day in office, he would declare a state of emergency.
The elected official experience that we currently have has not worked.
Billionaire developer Rick Caruso says traditional politicians and the status quo in L.A. are failing the people.
Everybody I'm running against, they've been in office for over a decade, and all the problems have gotten worse under their leadership.
Though he is known for developing popular shopping malls like the Grove, Americana, and the Palisades Village, the 63-year-old says his experience dating back decades in serving on the board for the DWP and as president of the LA Police Commission give him a rare mix of public and private experience, though he has never held elected office.
I have experience both on the government side and I have it on the private side, which makes it very unique.
Caruso says if he wins on day one, he'll declare a state of emergency in order to address the homeless crisis.
We take the authority away from 15 different council members, because right now every council member manages the problem in their own district. You can't manage the problem that way, right? The homeless aren't thinking about what district they're in.
And Caruso says he has a plan to make beds available for the unhoused.
We have an enormous amount of excess land in Los Angeles, the space to do it. You could build temporary housing very nice and comfortable and safe and very quickly. If they choose not to take a bed and live in an encampment on the street, it's not going to be tolerated. It's going to be a violation of the law.
To make the street safer, Caruso wants to add more than 1,500 officers to the LAPD. And on LA's controversial district attorney, George Gascon, we asked if he supports the recall.
I think George needs to stand up and say, I'm sorry, I've made some mistakes here. These policies are hurting our community, and change. If he doesn't, he needs to step down. If he doesn't step down, he needs to be recalled.
Caruso says to avoid a conflict of interest, he'll put his businesses in a blind trust. So what does his candidacy mean for the race? Professor of political science at Loyola Marymount, Fernando Guerra.
I think it creates a very different dynamic. I do think it benefits several candidates like Bass and De Leon in that they now have someone to focus on instead of themselves.
Professor Guerra says he's currently working on a poll, and while the data is not complete, voters have so far not settled on a candidate.
I could tell you one thing, that it's wide open. It's a wide open election, even with Caruso in it. More than half of the voters have not made up their mind as to who they're going to support.
Congresswoman Karen Bass, LA City Councilman Kevin De Leon, LA Councilman Joe Buscaino, and LA City Attorney Mike Feuer are all considered contenders. There is a mayoral debate on Tuesday at Loyola Marymount. Professor Guerra says they are still waiting to see if Caruso confirms. Back to you.
All right, Tom. Thanks so much.
Things are heating up there, that's for sure. You know what's not heating